Hello everybody, I'm Lindsay Silverman and I'm a Senior Technical Manager with Nikon. I'm here to talk about this really very cool new camera called the Nikon D90. It's a terrific new camera that comes with a kit lens of an 18-105 VR Nikkor image stabilized lens. And when you look at the camera, it's a really comfortable shape, a comfortable design, very logically controlled layout on the back of the camera. It's got a beautiful 3-inch high-quality monitor on it with 920,000K resolution. So, you know, when you're looking at the great pictures coming out of the camera, it's really comforting to know that what you're looking at on the screen is a pretty accurate representation of what you're getting when you shoot the picture. On the left side of the camera here, you've got a delete button. This is the trash can. That's the universal symbol of delete. And let's face it, after all, sometimes you take a picture, you might not like the picture for whatever reason. You want to get rid of that picture. Over here is the playback button. You've got a menu button. If I press that button here, you can just see how beautiful that LCD screen is. And right now I'm set to the custom setting menu. And if you go through the custom setting menu, you've got just a whole host of features, from how to control the autofocus modes on the camera, to how do you want to set the live view. And as you see, in very typical Nikon fashion, we designate focusing features with a color. This is be yellow. And metering, so we have those features there, and then we go into a different setting which is represented by different colors, and it's very logically laid out. If you're not really sure what the feature does, or you go over here to where it says white balance. There's also a question mark, and when you press the question mark, you have really like a mini instruction manual on the camera. It shows you just about every aspect of what you're going to do. And that's really important because, you know, let's face it, these cameras have a lot of features, and you don't always use all these features, and you forget. You don't have your instruction book with you, and you forget. So while you're out in the field, you're taking pictures, you want to do a multiple exposure, for instance, and you don't remember how to do it, you go to the multiple exposure setting, and then you hit the question mark, and it tells you exactly what to do. So a great convenience feature and a great way to help you while you're out in the field taking pictures. But one of the really neat features of D90 is that while you're in live view, by simply pressing the OK button on the back of the camera, right over here, very conveniently located, I can start a 720p high-def movie. And that is a really cool thing to have happen when you're out taking still pictures with this D90. One of the great benefits of having the movie control in the camera is that I can add every single AF Nikkor lens. So if I want to put on the 10.5mm fisheye and show a fisheye movie clip, I can do that. If I want to put on a 300-8, get extreme telephoto with shallow depth of field, I can do that. If I want to put on a micro Nikkor, if I'm photographing bees and they're floating around a flower, I can do that and record it as a movie with all these great Nikkor optics that we've got. The 720p movie, which I'm recording now, and you can see it's blinking record. It's telling me my elapsed time up here. It tells me I'm on the program mode, which is where I started from, and all the different controls, my shutter speed and aperture. When I press the OK button, the movie will stop. When I go back to the playback, whoops, let me cancel out the live view. Go back to playback, here's my movie. It's telling me I've got the movie and I shot it here. I've got a 48-second movie clip, and I hit the OK button, and
a 720p high-def movie, and that is a really cool thing to have happen.
now right on camera, as we're listening to the movie, I can control the volume of my playback, and you can see the little microphone symbol here. So I can make this louder, or I can make this lower, or I can turn it off altogether, and now you're just watching a movie without the sound. And of course, what's really neat about this is, as a picture maker, I travel a lot. I get to see things that a lot of people don't see, and I go places, and I take a lot of what I think are really terrific still pictures. But every now and then I want to do a movie clip, and I really never have a video camera with me. So with D90, that's a thing of the past. I can activate the movies and show my family when I get home maybe a little bit about the Golden Gate Bridge and the fog, and show them what's happening as the cars are passing over. Or if I meet someone, one of my great photographer friends out in California, like Vincent Versace, or I meet a Joe McNally and talk to them, I can actually record them, and I can get them talking to me, and it's really a different aspect of my picture making that I really have been lacking. And now I can assemble those pictures. I use an iMac, I can put them in iMovie and make stills with movies. I can add music to that. I know on Vista and XP platforms, they've got very similar programs where you can make movies. So it's really a new aspect to image making, which I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy, whether you're a photo enthusiast, a serious photographer, or a professional. It's got a built-in speed light that you can manually pop up, or that can come up automatically depending on the scene mode you're in, for providing just a great amount of fill flash. The built-in flash, which for years people would scoff at and laugh at and say, well, it's just a little toy, it's a little wink light. Well, we at Nikon have never thought that. We thought it was a very sophisticated lighting tool. It's a great idea for simple fill flash, but what we put into the D90 is we put the commander mode that Nikon is famous for its wireless lighting, with the SB900, a brand new speed light, or the current SB800 and 600s, and now you can do portable wireless lighting controlled through the camera and its built-in speed light, and you can get the lighting effects that you want off camera without the need for cords, and that's very liberating. Up on the top here, besides your traditional dial of manual, shutter, aperture, and program, we've got what we call scene modes. Now, in D90, we call them advanced scene modes, because for the first time in our cameras, what we've done is we've tied the scene modes with not just an ISO change, not just a depth of field change, but also the fact that in scene modes, the camera can now recognize when a VR image stabilized Nikon lens is on, and can control the ISO range knowing that the VR lens is on, and you can shoot in lower light with more camera steady than you ever have before, and you can still shoot creatively using either the landscape mode or the portrait mode or the sports mode. So a lot of fun, a lot of capability, a lot of versatility. The ISO button controls a wide range of ISO from 200 to 3200, and then you've got a 6400 ISO jump after that. And what's really great about the camera is that, like its cousins, the D300 and D700 and D3, which have created quite a stir in the photo industry among professional and advanced photographers, it's got great image quality at extreme high ISO, and D90 will follow in that footstep. D90, like its companion cameras, the D300, the D700, and the D3, which were all introduced in the last 14 months, have what we call the XP image processing concept. And what that is a way of giving you a wider fidelity in your images, better color, better low noise when you're shooting at high ISO, something that you might have heard about in the market by now, but those cameras are really making its bones by being cameras that can really go places where no other cameras can go. You can shoot in light like non-existent practically, and get great quality with those cameras. And I got to tell you, the new D90 is now added to that bunch. You will be very, very happy to know that you can, you can shoot from 200 to 3200 as its normal ISO range, and then you got an ISO 64 to go up to that, 6400 to go up from that. And so you've got a tremendous ability to take pictures in any kind of light. And it's really comforting to know that if you want to shoot in a gymnasium, which has terrible, terrible lighting, and you want to take pictures of your kids, whether it's at an indoor track meet or basketball or volleyball, whatever it is, you now can go up to 3200, 6400, and rest assured that you're going to get really terrific quality images with not a lot of noise in there. So you can actually take pictures of those events in your child's life that you want to capture that will really be a terrific representation of what they've done.